Hey traders, I just had another request for this and I thought I would throw a quick video up on what are the four things that you should look for in a market guru, coach, mentor, instructor, educator. I think there's four that are really critical to have. Okay, let's get into this. I said that there were four things that I think need to exist for your stock market mentor or guru to really validate their existence, right? And I remember the first mentor that I hired in the market. I know that the phrase guru has been twisted now to have really a negative connotation to it. But whatever you want to call them, whether they're your mentors or instructors or teachers or whatever it is, I think they're necessary. I think they're absolutely necessary. And I've spent probably over $250,000 over my lifetime on mastermind groups and teachers and mentors and all of that good stuff. And I remember saying to the first one that I ever wrote a really big check to, it was probably a $12,000 to $15,000 check, if I remember right, and it was a lot of money. I said, I don't know if that is a sales line that you just used on me, but it's really good. And he said, well, it is a sales line, but it's still valid, what I'm saying. And what he said, the conversation that we had was, I said, listen, I am a really, really hard worker and I'm fairly intuitive, and there's so much information out there in the world today. My goodness, this was, 25 years ago. And today, I mean, my goodness, with the internet and YouTube and just everything that you can find and access online, it just seems that I could, if I put in the work, I could figure this out on my own. And he said, you can't. He says, you'll never figure it out on your own. I'm like, come on, really? You don't know how much work or effort I'm going to put into this. You don't know how hard I'm going to, apply myself. And he says, none of that matters. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, the thing is you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, you can't learn what you don't know. And it's true, right? If you don't know, you're trading, right? You're trading, you're not getting your results. That can go on for so long. Why would you allow that? Why would you ever allow yourself to continue to trade without having success? Well, it's not because we're masochists. It's just because we don't necessarily know what it is that we're missing. And if you don't know what you don't know, you can't figure it out, right? So having a third-party objective resource to lead and guide you is invaluable, not just in trading in the markets, but learning any skill in life, I think. But that being said, I just watched a YouTube video, and I want to make sure here and just stress this, that I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm not trying to say that I'm better, certainly, than anybody. But there are certain things that I see when I see these mentors or gurus or whatever they want to call themselves doing, that I say, that's kind of incongruent, I think, with what would be implied as credible. And so I wanted to talk about that with you guys, because I did just see a video, a YouTube video of one of these gurus trading the 0DTE strategy, which we kind of focus in as well. And they were doing it in the last hour of trading. That was kind of their focus with this video, was that they were going to trade the last hour of the market with 0DTE. And they did some things that I think are not credible, just really not upright and honest. So I kind of wanted to talk about the four things that I think need to exist to have a credible mentor, okay? Now, the first one may sound a little surprising, but one of the things that they don't need is to have winning trades. They do not need to have winning trades. I think that if you're going to go spend money, if you're going to hire a mentor, if you're going to buy a training program, if you're going to attend a mastermind or a mentorship, or if you are going to subscribe to some sort of monthly service, your expectations are as important as their product that they intend to deliver to you, right? And one of the things that your expectation should definitely be focused on is the fact that there is no human being on the face of the earth that has any strategy or methodology that never loses money. It just doesn't exist. It's not how trading works. Trading involves losses. It involves lots of losses, but hopefully they're small losses, right? So risk management comes in all different forms. I'm not here to talk about risk management right now, but to expect, you'll hear people, I hear people badmouth all kinds of programs out there from traders that I know are good traders. And the bad mouthing comes from the fact, well, they gave me this trade idea and it didn't make money. Because these are not money printing machines. They're not printing presses, right? Just because you paid somebody money and subscribed to their program doesn't mean that the direct deposit should start ACHing into your checking account on a daily basis. So the first thing I think that is important to understand is that they don't need to have winning trades. In fact, sometimes I think from some of these trades that you see out there, you can learn more from the losing trades than you can from their winning trades. Because really, honestly, what do you learn from a winning trade? Other than, hey, good job, nice job, do it again, right? It's the losing trades. It's the trades where you're like, well, I thought it was going to do this, but instead it did this, right? Where did I go wrong? Those are the trades that you learn from. So it's not really about having winning trades. People will get bashed. You'll see people on Twitter, people on social media, on YouTube getting bashed all the time. Well, I see your trade didn't work. I see you lost money on that trade. And what's your point? That's how trading works. Every single person that has ever traded in their life loses money. That's just the nature of how it works. Okay? So they don't need to have winning trades, but there are some things that are important, I believe. Number one, or I guess number two on the list of four, no virtual trading accounts. No virtual trading accounts. Now, this is tricky. Some people will be somewhat honest with you on this. Maybe they don't necessarily tell you that they're trading in a virtual account, but they don't hide it from you either. You can see on their screen that it shows it's virtual. Other people are more nefarious. They will actually hide it from you. And there are certain brokerage firms that it's almost indecipherable between their virtual trading platform and their real trading platform. And you don't know. You can't tell if they're in a virtual trading account or a real one. Now, why is that important? Why do I hate virtual trading accounts? Well, number one, I have worked in the past with Tom Sosnoff on a one-click program for a firm called Online Trading Academy. And he obviously is an integral part of Tastyworks and the Tasty Trade platform. They don't have a virtual trading account. If you ask him why, he'll say you don't need one. You can trade shares of stock for no commission. Go practice with real money, right? Buy one share of a $15 a share stock for no commissions. How badly are you going to get hurt on that, right? If the stock goes bankrupt on you, you're out $15. You're out lunch money, right? So number one, I don't think you need a virtual account. Number two, I can't tell you how this gets manipulated. People putting in $1 million in a virtual trading account. It happens two ways. Number one, people put in $1 million in a virtual trading account, do one good zero DTE trade. You make 10% in a day in today's marketplace on the zero DTE. So you put $1 million in, you make $100,000 in one day, and that's what you show, right? Let me show you how I just made $1 million today, right? Would you really do that with your own money? Would you take a whole entire $1 million account, put it all in one trade? Probably not. The converse of that as well is that I can't tell you how many virtual trading accounts I have taken that gave me a default starting amount of $100,000 and turned those accounts into $1 million account in a few trades. I mean, I've done it dozens and dozens of times. You know how I do it? You take all $100,000, you find the absolute riskiest trade you can find. It's either buying a very short-term, usually 1 day to expiration option, and you go long or short. Or you go long the call or long the put. And if it works, it easily will 10 to 20 times your money. If it doesn't, you go bankrupt. And then you push the little reset button on your virtual account, and it will give you another $100,000, and you can go out and do it again. Again, would you ever trade like that with real money? No, you wouldn't. So if they're using a virtual trading account, that's a big red flag for me. That is a big red flag. Let's use real accounts, okay? So that's the next key that I want to talk about is they need to trade real accounts with real timestamps. So I trade in Tastyworks. There's a lot of reasons why I prefer Tastyworks. It's got the best risk graph out there right now, and it also has some of the cheaper commissions. But they also don't have a virtual trading account. So anybody that is showing you a trade inside of a Tastyworks account, you know it's a real account with real money in there, okay? So no virtual trading accounts. Real trades with actual timestamps, okay? What's a timestamp? That's a timestamp right there. Those are all timestamps. So this is from today. We did some scalping today with some E-minis and some micros. There at the end of the day, you see a micro position put on. But these are actual timestamps. You can see what the trade was that we traded. Get a mouse here. You can see what the trade was that we traded. You can see what the actual fill price was, what kind of order it was, the timestamp. This is Mountain Standard Time. You can see exactly the timestamp, and you can see the order number, okay, and the quantities. So there's absolutely, if I tell you that I traded this today, you don't question that because those are real timestamps, okay? So number one, they should be showing you real trades with actual timestamps. I mentioned this fellow that I watched today. He's focused on trading the 0DTE, the last hour of trading. Showed a risk graph. Showed a risk graph of the trade, but he never actually did the real trade. He showed what the trade would look like and how the trade worked out, but he never actually did the trade. He never executed the trade inside of a real account. Now, if you're my guru and you don't have enough faith in yourself to put real money at risk and do a real trade in a real account, what makes you think I would follow you? Why would I do the trade if you wouldn't do the trade, right? So if they're talking theoretical, if they're talking, this is what I would do. This is how I would do it. I don't care about any of that. Just do it. Do it live in front of me. Show me your execution screen. Show me that you actually placed the order, and then show me the timestamp of the trade, okay? Let's not talk, don't show me risk graphs. Don't show me how the trade would work out. Do the actual trade with real money, or stop talking because you're not credible. Last thing, all trades need to be documented. Every single trade needs to be documented. This is the number one question that most people get, right? Is how does your strategy do? Or how have you guys done this year? Well, we have almost a dozen different strategies that we use in our live trade room. Every single one of them is documented. Every single one of them is tallied on a daily basis. And in fact, inside of our Discord trading room, our live Discord trading room, they're all videoed. Every single one of them is videoed. The whole entire trade from A to Z is videoed. And there's a link that you can go back and review each one of them on. So every single trade that we do is verified, it's documented, and it's recorded. So I just wanted to share that quickly with you guys. Again, I think there's an impetus or a desire out there for people to hold themselves out as gurus and say, you know, I have the secret formula. I have the Holy Grail. All you need to do is pay me money and follow what I tell you, and you'll never lose money ever again, and you'll get rich. Guys, that's not how trading works. Nobody can do that. Nobody is going to give you a system that doesn't lose money. If your expectation is, if you have a trade that loses money and you're upset, you're not a trader. Get out of the market. Your expectations are not aligned with what the reality is, and you'll never be happy because that's not how trading works. Okay? A little bit of a tangent here, obviously, but our asymmetric trading system, our AST program, that is more of an investing program, passive program. It has a dual-fold mandate: beat the market returns, but do it at less risk, right? It's a risk-focused system. It's not about trading. It's not about zero DT. It's about risk management. And that system beat the market last year, almost doubled it. We made it 55% return last year at 65% less risk than the overall market. We measure risk versus standard deviation and volatility. 65% less risk than the overall market, 55% return. We took losses every day in there. Every day we took losses. Every single day. Trade even sort of smells bad. We will get rid of it. We will dump it, right? Because it's not about not having losers. It's about managing the risk. And ultimately, it works out really, really well for us. But again, have right expectations, but man, make sure that they're doing real trades. If they're just showing you a risk graph and they're not putting real hard money on the line, how credible are they? Think about it. Take care, guys.